Hello and welcome to Some Shit We Like, episode number 264.
Yeah.
And this is a show, if you don't know, about movies, video games, and pretty much whatever the fuck we want to talk about. Or whatever, whatever we want to talk about. Could be anything. Could be about...
Sometimes wrestling makes its way onto the show.
Yeah.
Sometimes sports makes its way onto the show.
Sports, technology.
Comics.
How to grow grass.
Yeah.
Could be anything. How to fix lights.
Fertilizer is the key.
Fertilizer.
For the grass.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
But anyways, if you're watching this on YouTube, where were you on Saturday? We were live.
A little later than usual.
A little later than usual, but we were live.
We were live.
You got to turn on those notifications.
Yeah. Hit that bell or whatever the Twitch thing is.
They don't have that. The
they
equivalent to it, yeah.
They don't have a bell. They have push notifications.
That's what it is.
They're normal fucking people, and it says, "Would you like notifications?" Yeah, I would like notifications.
Exactly. So we put up our show Tuesday through Friday. Someone forgot to turn off the phone.
I could have swore I turned it off.
Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays clips of this show go up. Sometimes 2 on Thursday with the full video show going up on Friday. But you can get all of it on Tuesday before.
In audio form.
In audio form. That's
yes.
Right. Correction. Yes, that is right. So yeah, iTunes, Stitcher, some other places where you can usually find it.
iTunes, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, right?
Yep. Just grab the feed and you can put it wherever you want.
Well, any podcast catcher app for Android, iOS, or whatever, you can get it there too. I actually did a search last night for a show that's been dormant for 2 years. A little show called The Wrestling Buddies because I wanted to post a link next week to an episode that we did with Josh.
Your Josh?
Oh, right, our Josh. Real Josh.
Real Josh?
Real Josh. Our Josh. SoCal Josh.
He was on the show.
Yes, he was. A few times. But yeah, I was going to post a link to an episode that's going to be kind of relevant next week. So I was looking, I was like, I wonder if when we put our RSS feed in here, I wonder if all of that carried over. And it did, but for some reason, it only goes back to episode 17. Like, on Some Shit We Like, maybe there might be a limit in Player FM.
Perhaps.
Because I know our main show, this show, doesn't go back all the way to episode 1.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't go back that far. Other than the Apple Podcasts, you can.
Right.
I guess it just depends on which podcast.
So I had to actually do the hard work and go to the website and search the episode and find the link and save the link for later. But yeah, it's just not in there. In the app I use, it doesn't go back far enough.
But if you're here live,
yeah,
like Cheesy is right now.
Yeah.
And yes, Cheesy, we are very late.
Very late.
We apologize for that. Shit happens, And you're about to go to work. Okay, well, Good luck at work. But thanks for just dropping in to say hi.
At least you got to see Rick stroke out during the intro and forget what he was trying to say.
Yeah. But anyways, today we really don't have... We have stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
But I haven't really looked up anything in movies.
No.
Because it's been a hectic week for me at work.
I thought you were going to go see something on Wednesday when you had the day off. But instead you...
What did I do on Wednesday?
You stayed home all day.
Did I stay home all day?
Yeah, you were home all day.
I feel like I did something productive, though. Oh, I know what No, I didn't stay home. I did go out.
All right. What did you do?
I will be talking about Until Dawn. Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that.
Definitely. So you can come back and check that out on YouTube or on Twitch. What was I talking about? Oh, Wednesday. Wednesday, I finally got my haircut. If you haven't.
I did.
If you can't tell yet, I got a haircut finally. Because I got way too long.
You look the lost member of Oasis. Speaking of 90s, like we were talking about before the show.
Yeah. But yeah, I got my haircut. I finally ordered some new glasses. Got my eyes checked and all that. Apparently my left eye is really, really bad again.
Oh, shit.
Not that bad. It's not terrible. But, and then I could actually still have my list up there. Glasses, haircut, and then Twitch. I streamed some. Yes, it's a fresh cut.
Is that when you started the Until Dawn stream?
That's when I started my Until Dawn stream. Was on Wednesday because I thought, you know what, man, I'm gonna knock it out in one, like Bryce did.
Yeah.
And there was a small gap.
Yeah.
Just because I had to go get my awesome haircut.
Yeah.
Eat carrots, yes. Definitely got to eat more carrots. So, yeah. I mean, I was productive.
Yeah, all right. I guess when I realized, I was like, oh, yeah, Rick's off today. And you're like, I think I'm going to play some Until Dawn. And then you started playing Until Dawn.
Rich trailer.
Then you went and did your stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't know there was a break. So when I came back and saw, I was like, he's still on Twitch playing Until Dawn?
Oh, yeah.
So I didn't know there was a break in between. I thought you went
No, there was a break.
all day long. Okay.
Yeah. I would have been, I wished that would have been possible because I ended up staying up really late.
Finishing it?
Yeah. Yeah, all the jump scares are clipped. Thanks, Cheesy.
I saw one where I thought he was going to fall out of his chair. God damn it. And then
and I moved the camera.
The funniest thing was the next day I saw something was making the rounds on Facebook, and it said when you were playing scary games and your kid walks into the room, and it's this guy and I don't know what game he's playing. I'm just focusing on the little window to see what happens. And there's a jump scare and he screams like he goes, ah! And then he looks over and he goes, ah! And like does this really high pitched scream, and then he bends down and it's like a toddler that he picks up that came into the door at the same time that he got scared, and when he looked over he just saw a baby creepily standing there, which babies are known to do.
That's funny.
Babies are creepy.
They're creepy.
I have 2 children. I can tell you very much. Kids are very creepy, unintentionally creepy.
Yeah, as Cheesy pointed out in the chat, they pushed me to 11:30. I was up till 11:30.
Dang, Rick!
Even after that, actually, I was actually up till after I finished the game. I was up till about 12:30ish.
Man, Rick, old Rick is old. He doesn't stay up that late anymore.
Don't usually stay up that late anymore. So
even on weekends.
But Cheesy stuck with me.
Yeah.
Bryce stuck with me, and
That's
there was
awesome.
there's like 3 other people in the chat too who stuck with me too.
Nice.
When they joined, so it was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun. We'll get into that, but I had a lot of fun.
Very cool.
But anyways, I do remember something about movies or entertainment.
All right.
And I saw that Jon Favreau is going to be in charge of the Star Wars TV show.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
So it looks like he's going to be the one behind it and taking care of it.
Okay.
So knowing everything he has done with Marvel in the beginning, well, what's your opinion on it? You think it's a good choice?
I like Jon Favreau. I like Jon
fan.
Favreau a lot. As an actor and later on as a filmmaker, I think the guy's got a lot of talent and a lot of ability. And when he gets his hands on properties that really loves, great things happen. The first Iron Man movie
Amazing.
to this day is fucking awesome. So if he's a huge Star Wars fan and it's a property that he loves, he's not gonna fuck it up, or he's gonna try his hardest
not
to not fuck it up. And I think it'll be fine.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I think that was like probably the perfect choice.
I am also though similarly with the comic book movies and Marvel movies and all that stuff. I am at my threshold of Star Wars content.
It seems like it's getting there now.
Stop it.
Which is
what yes.
everyone's predicted.
Yep.
I know you talked about it too. Like we're gonna get to a point where we're gonna cap at it.
Yep. It's getting.
I'm
done.
Almost there.
I've only seen one of the fucking movies that's come out, and I'm done.
Like you said.
No,
I just
saw Force Awakens.
Yeah.
I'm done. Like I don't want to hear any more about Star Wars for like 5 years. I don't. And it has nothing to do with the property. It has to do with the people that talk about the property. That I love Star Wars. Like I'm not saying the stuff's not good, because again I have only seen Force Awakens. I haven't seen Rogue One, and I haven't seen The Last Jedi. But we're already getting to a point now where it's law of diminishing returns. Where like when that Solo trailer came out, everybody shit on it. Oh, this movie looks like it's gonna be terrible. This is gonna be terrible.
I heard it was a little mixed reviews on that trailer.
A lot of the stuff I heard was very negative, and it's like, oh, so we're already at that point. I'm glad we're cutting to that point way sooner than we have with the Marvel stuff.
Yeah. There's someone who I follow on Twitter, and she really loves Star Wars. I mean, she fucking named her dog Chewie. And she saw the Han Solo one, and she was like, oh, this is different. Yeah. Which the Star Wars stories are going to be different.
That's the
Rogue
point.
One was different, and I fucking loved it because it was different. Not that I'm tired of the mainstream ones, because I love the mainstream ones too that are coming out. Force Awakens, Last Jedi. Last Jedi was alright.
It just seems like everyone's like, I don't know, let's throw Star Wars at it. Yeah, all right. What, TV show? Yeah, let's throw Star Wars at it. The only place they haven't used that formula, and in a good way, I won't even say in a good way, because it wasn't their fault, the backlash that Battlefront 2 got. Because the story in Battlefront 2, aside from some disjointed chapters like I talked about, where you play as Han and Luke and Lando,
Right.
aside from those disjointed chapters in there, that story is actually really cool. And the gameplay, it's diced. It's a great shooter. So,
Interesting.
but we're already at that cap, man, where I'm like, okay, I'm Star Wars'd out.
Cheesy. Phantom Menace is the greatest one ever.
Oh my god. Will you revoke his mod status, please?
I wouldn't say that, but I'm kind of all right with it now.
How old are you, Cheesy? Were you like 5?
Oh, he has to
when that
go.
movie
He has to
came
go.
out?
All right, take it easy.
Get
Cheesy.
out of here.
Take it easy.
Get out of here,
We'll see
Cheesy.
you next time. But we talked about it
Yeah.
last week or 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I'm all right with it. I don't hate it as much as I did before.
I don't hate him. I just don't like him.
Yeah.
There's some good stuff in those movies, though, as we talked about.
Yeah, there
Go
are
check
good
out that episode.
Check out the last episode. Linked right here.
Don't do that. You make more work for yourself. Or you could just be like every other fucking YouTuber and goes, ooh, a card right here and a link in the description. Then just don't fucking do it.
Yeah. It happens to me sometimes.
Like, it's everybody. Like, even it was like some of the people I watched, like the skateboarding stuff one. It's like, oh, I got these, these trucks or these bearings, and the company isn't really a big deal yet. I'll put a link in the description. They're hard to find. I'm like, oh, cool. I need new bearings that are inexpensive. Scroll to the description. Nothing.
You know why? And I'll tell you this is probably why. Because there's so much you have to do before you put in all that shit in the description.
Yeah,
you just forget.
Yeah.
Because that's why it happens to me. Because when I did my channel, or
It's
when
like
I do
the
my
last
channel,
thing you do.
that's like the last thing I want to remember. Like I almost did that with the MeUndies,
Oh.
which I kept pushing and I almost forgot.
Your boo, use my code, and then you didn't fucking put it.
MeUndies, use my code down below.
That's
I
funny.
need new underwear.
And it's funny because like it'll be like, oh hey, this guy's on my channel. He's got his own channel link right here, the card right here, and his channel in the description. And I'm like, there was no card there.
The comment section will correct you.
10-1, there's no link in the description. You scroll down, nope, no link in the description. And then I don't want to. And if the person who makes that channel or who makes those videos and runs that channel doesn't go through the time to pin that comment that helps them or corrects them, that shit just gets lost in a sea of comments.
It does. I'm so glad that they added the pinning to it.
Yeah.
It helps. That helps a lot. Did you see I pinned Josh's comment?
No.
Like,
Which one?
he said hi, Bryce, and I pinned it to the top.
That's great.
We totally went off tangent like we always do.
Of course.
So anyways, Jon Favreau.
Yeah.
Star Wars. I'm excited. I'm really excited. There was, I don't know if you remember this, there was actually going to be a Star Wars TV show.
Was there?
But because of the reception with the prequel movies, it didn't happen.
I don't remember that.
There's this whole YouTuber who does like what happened to this, type of like video diary or video essay type things. And like he talked about the original Justice League movie that was going to come out before Marvel.
Yeah.
Which had a lot of great talent in that. I think Armie Hammer was going to play Batman.
Yep.
I forgot who else. And like, what's his name? The guy who did the new Mad Max.
God damn it! The same guy who did the original Mad Max. The
he did the original one.
The director? Yeah.
He was gonna direct it.
Yeah, I remember that now.
But
it never happened.
Which they would have been ahead of their game and beat more.
They would have been
it's a competition. But
they would have been ahead of the game, so to speak. But at the same time, it'd be like, here's all these fucking characters with no context. Let's just make a Justice League movie. Yeah.
I'll send it to you. But if you watch it, like they had to. They did kind of plan it out pretty well from what it sounds like. I forgot who was playing Superman.
Fucking card here and link in the description.
Card here, link in the description. Shit.
Hopefully we've made a joke about that enough to where people won't actually expect a card there.
I know.
Link in the description.
It ain't there. But if you leave it there for us, that'd help us. So, yeah, you should check out that YouTube channel.
Okay.
Anyway, Star Wars. Yeah, they were talking. You talked about the show, and it just never happened.
Mm-hmm.
But it sounded like it was going to be really interesting. It was going to be basically, it kind of sounded like a Gotham-like show. Where it basically didn't have to deal with the Jedi. They had to deal with the people, living their life there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jedis and all that stuff, of course, but like living in the time of the Empire.
Right.
Which sounded interesting. It's supposed to be dark and gritty before dark and gritty was
a thing.
A thing.
Before Batman Begins happened.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah, excited for that. Okay. That's pretty much it.
Cool.
I don't got anything else. I mean, I had something else, but it's really more like an off-topic type of thing.
In a slight update, because I don't know this, but I know you generally keep up with his podcast content more than I do now, especially. But is Kevin Smith back on regular podcast again?
Babylon? I don't know. Oh yes, he did. He did a podcast with Scott.
All right, so he's fucking back on that horse. Yeah. He's fucking that chicken.
Dude,
again.
he got. I don't know if you listened to the Ralph Garman report where he talks to Kevin Smith about it. Kevin got pissed that he canceled the show, the following show after he had his heart attack. Like, yeah, like man, why'd you cancel the show? Now I feel bad we're letting these people down. Like, fuck, dude, he just had a heart attack.
God damn it.
Like,
yeah,
calm down, man.
It's kind of why I'm wearing my Kevin Smith uniform today. I wanted to.
It's admirable. Like, I admire his fucking...
Yeah, his drive and determination to fucking do what he says he's going to do. But yeah, like, I saw, like, a thing for... I think it's Jay and Bob Get Old or something. Like, just an ad on Instagram or Facebook or something that served to me because I've been talking about Kevin Smith this week. And...
Squirrel.
It was like, yeah, I was like, oh, fuck, is he already back on the horse?
Back,
Jesus, man. Take a break, bro.
Like, I didn't expect him to come back so quickly either. I figured, like, oh, maybe he'll just take this opportunity to give himself, like, 2 weeks off or something. Yeah. But I recommend listening to that Ralph report.
Okay.
They're the free ones. It's not part of the Patreon. Yeah. He puts every Monday is the free one.
We talked about a little bit last week, but like, yeah, he didn't have any complications because he never lost consciousness. No, he didn't have oxygen deprivation to his brain, like nothing like that. Like, so when people have heart attacks, that's the shit that fucks them. It's when they lose consciousness and lack of oxygen to the brain, that's when you get brain damage and that's when you get more health issues. But his body didn't shut down. Yeah. So he was awake this whole time.
He was just chill.
So recovery is literally, okay, I mean, you can leave, but don't rip your ball scar open.
Yeah.
From when we had to go in there and take it easy. Like, it's not like a long recovery. Like Jerry the King Lawler, the wrestler, he had a heart attack when they were in Vancouver for Monday Night Raw, like at the commentator table during the show.
Holy shit!
But they have a doctor at ringside, and
they would have to.
And they got him, and he immediately but Jerry lost consciousness, but the doctor immediately started chest compressions and all that stuff, and Vancouver just happens to be like the best place in the world to be for cardiology, and the arena is literally 5 minutes away from the hospital.
That's what happened to Kevin.
And so they got him into the ambulance. He'd lost consciousness and everything like that, but he was completely out. But they got him from ringside to the ambulance, connected to, the oxygen tanks, to the hospital, to where he didn't have a lot of problems. But it still took him about, I think it was 2 months before he came back to the commentator's desk. For Monday Night Raw, but yeah, that shit happened to him and live on the fucking air in Vancouver, live on the air, like not something that was being taped for a podcast like Kevin, or like not their SmackDown show, which at the time was a pre-taped show that taped on Tuesday and aired on Thursday. This was live in the middle of Monday Night Raw. He had a heart attack on the air.
That's insane.
Insane.
Yeah, Kevin said that Glendale happened to be
one of the best
cardiology areas. Yeah, fucking got lucky. God, I hope God forbid that ever happens to me. I hope it happens to me in the perfect scenario. Like, oh, you just happened to be here.
Oh, you didn't lose consciousness, and you're in Glendale and/or Vancouver, British Columbia. Sweet, dude, you're good.
Fuck.
But yeah, so that's good that he's back on the horse, then, man. Good for him if he feels comfortable doing it. If I was his family, though, I would be like, yo, bro.
Come down.
Take some time off, man.
Yeah, he's just a workaholic.
A little bit.
In the good way.
Yeah.
So you were going on? You went off topic?
That was the
okay.
The Kevin Smith stuff. And you said you had something else
It was more just like an whatever type of thing. Because, you know, it's raining right now.
Yeah.
So, like, one of the things I'm going to throw out, like, all right, because, you know, we don't have that much news at the beginning, so why don't I throw this out? Like, it's raining here in the California area, Los Angeles area. So I figured, like, what are some of the movies you like to watch when it's raining?
Well, going along with that YouTube video, every John Cusack movie, because he's always in the rain. Movies I watch in the rain.
Not in literally in the rain.
Yeah, I know, but while it's raining.
While it's raining.
I don't know. I it's not necessarily one of those cases where I have like a go-to movie. The only one I could really think of is Lethal Weapon, the first Lethal Weapon.
Really?
Yeah. For whatever reason, I would always end up coming across that movie on cable or watch it when it happened to be raining. And
that's fun.
yeah, so Lethal Weapon is like kind of the only one that really stands out. Like the John Cusack thing is a joke. Ha ha ha.
But still, watch a John Cusack movie.
I watch those movies anyway. That doesn't need to be.
Yeah,
I don't need a special situation. But yeah, Lethal Weapon, man. That's the
like
only
Lethal
one I can
Weapon.
really think of.
Lethal Weapon is definitely a great movie.
Yeah.
Still haven't seen the unedited cut.
That's another. So the thing I was telling you about in the car, this list of movies I'm making, where there's movies that started semi-serious to serious, and their sequels kind of went off the rails into fucking Goofy Town.
Yeah.
Lethal Weapon 1, and it's funny because sometimes it's the third movie, sometimes the second movie. Lethal Weapon 1 and 2 are very, like, they walk the same line. They walk the same path. But Lethal Weapon 3, Joe Pesci is chewing up scenery like a motherfucker in that movie, and it's a fucking cartoon.
I think I've seen that one, yeah.
He's in the second one, Joe Pesci, but he's not as over the top in that one as he is in 3. But yeah,
I think I've seen 3. 3 is one that I think I'm pretty sure I've seen.
I still have never seen 4. I've seen 1, 2, and 3. I've never seen 4. 4 is the one with Jet Li.
Yeah,
where they told him he had to slow down.
Yeah, I haven't seen that
during
one.
the martial arts scenes because the cameras
were
having trouble picking him up.
Shit.
Yeah. But yeah, Lethal Weapon's the only one for me. What do you got?
Well, it's funny too because going back to Kevin Smith, Chasing Amy.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, that's
one that I like. Like, you know what? It's dark. It's kind of dreary outside.
Yeah.
Like, I think I'm gonna throw in.
See, I try not to watch Depress Fest movies when it's depressing outside. Although I love the rain, I don't find the rain depressing as most people do.
But a certain movie can drag you down.
Oh yeah, for sure.
For sure. But yeah, Chasing Amy, God, it's just such a fucking great movie, and like most of the weather in that movie is also kind of like
it plays into the story.
Yeah, plays into it, so that's why I like watching.
It's a very aesthetically, it's a very gloomy looking movie the whole way through. It's very gloomy.
Yeah.
The only exception is the office sequences with Brian O'Halloran and Matt Damon.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Those are the only scenes that feel kind of like whimsical. The rest of the movie is very gloomy.
Yeah. But yeah, Chasing Amy and what's the other one? I know there was another one. I guess I would just say that one. Chasing Amy.
Yeah.
I know there's another one too, but can't remember it right now. It's a kid's one. What is it? Flight of the Navigator.
That's my jam.
That's the one.
That is my one of my all-time.
That's the one that I like to watch.
Favorite movies
when it's raining.
That's a good one too.
Because it would actually, if I remember, like while I was a kid, I remembered it was always on during the rainy days. Not only that, we would watch it at school.
Yeah.
When we had to watch videos. Because it was raining, so nobody wanted to work apparently, and it tossed in Flight of the Navigator.
Yeah, that was weird back in the day when it was raining. Like, we can't go outside, but that doesn't mean we can't do work inside. But I'm not gonna complain because you're putting the Sandlot on. Cool, yeah, I'm gonna watch that.
Yeah, Flight of the Navigator was one, and
that's such a great movie.
West Side Stories was another one they would put on too, and.
I'm so glad we haven't heard anything more about that supposed Flight of the Navigator remake. I hope that means it's not happening.
I forgot about that.
Oh my God.
I totally forgot about that.
That'll kill me. That'll kill me because I'll be an idiot and go see it, and I know it's gonna be terrible.
That'd be dumb to make.
Don't
do it. Don't.
All the charm of that movie is its time period. If you modernize that movie, it has no charm anymore. Don't do it.
Yeah. But yeah, that's something I thought I'd fill in for the movie section.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. That's all really all I got. I don't know if you have I don't know if you want to jump in already to what we have.
So now that you brought that up, I saw this thing. I'm using Facebook content now for our show. This is all right. So a friend of mine posted a thing and it said, if you first met somebody, like or you first started going out with somebody, like a significant other, and you had to tell them to watch 5 movies and they would understand you as a person.
That's an interesting.
What would they be? You don't have to do this now. I'll give you a week to think on it. We can revisit this.
I can do it now.
You could?
Fuck yeah.
Okay. What are they?
What are they? You go first.
All right. So Back to the Future. But I said my wife put Back to the Future also on hers. But she said
this is no particular order.
No,
just
five movies.
Because I'm just gonna bounce off you and say the same.
Okay.
Back to the Future.
So, but what my wife said was Back to the Future, and then she put in parentheses all 3 because they technically take place on the same day. And I go, okay.
Why do you do that?
I go, I'm gonna steal that because I Back to the Future. Those 3 movies are big. So Back to the Future.
Okay.
Karate Kid.
All right.
And then I said all John Cusack movies because they all are the same. They all count. They're all part of the same thing.
Okay.
Police Academy 4, Citizens on Patrol.
Yeah, you mentioned that one a lot, dude. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I love that movie. Here, I was.
Well, while you're looking it up, then
go ahead.
Back to the Future for me for sure. Just movies, right?
Yeah, movies.
Okay, yeah. Star Wars, obviously.
Anyone in particular, or that do you want to go with that whole? I'll allow you going with the
original trilogy. The original trilogy.
Okay.
Star Wars, the original trilogy. Chasing Amy.
Okay.
High Fidelity.
Mm-hmm.
And sure, what would the last one be? What would Good Will Hunting.
Okay, Good Will Hunting. All right.
Good Hunting.
Shit, I can't find my 5th movie.
Good Will Hunting.
Okay, here it is. Boom. Let me find it. Yeah, Good Will Hunting is a good movie, man.
Put that in there.
Okay.
I mean, you said just to like understand
you as a person. They would get you completely as a person if they watched these 5 movies.
Let me take out Good Will Hunting, believe it or not, because that's just kind of a given. I love that movie to death. Mallrats.
Okay.
That's much better. Yeah, Mallrats, Back to the Future, Star Wars, Chasing Amy, and I already forgot what the other one was.
Kevin Smith movies almost made my list, but they didn't because I went back to
High Fidelity.
I put all John Cusack movies, but for me it would be if I had to choose one Cusack movie, it'd be Say Anything. That's the one.
Well, yeah,
but if I don't have to choose just one, all of them. So Back to the Future, Karate Kid, John Cusack stuff, 16 Candles, and Police Academy 4.
I gotta see Police Academy 4.
I love it. I
want to see what you love about it.
It was one of the reasons why I fell in love with skateboarding, along with Back to the Future. I think it's funny even to this day. I think the comedy is funny. It's a raunchier. Well, okay, that's another one. The first Police Academy movie was an R-rated movie. All the ones after that were PG-13 because they were like, all right. So it's not as raunchy, but it's more 80s. It's that 80s style of comedy that's a little bit dirtier, a little bit more overt. Yeah, Kevin Smith movies almost. I almost put Clerks.
I'd be surprised.
I almost put Clerks, but I didn't end up putting that because I was like, well, I'm gonna go back to a movie that I watch all the time that I absolutely love, and it's like these are also movies that kind of formed me as a person. Like that's why if I had to pick a John Cusack movie, it'd be Say Anything, because when I saw Say Anything, I was like, I want to be like that guy. I want to be that guy, and with the Kevin Smith movies, they're all derivative to me of the John Hughes movies of the 80s, and Kevin Smith will tell you that.
Yeah, that's true.
So 16 Candles is one of those movies that I absolutely
Talks
love.
about it in Dogma.
Yeah. And then he ended up doing that panel thing they did for John Hughes 4 or 5 years ago or whatever. He hosted it.
Oh, yeah. I think it was for Pretty in Pink.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And
16 Candles.
There's another, like, Pretty in Pink is another one of those movies I was like, oh, this is such a good fucking movie. Like, but yeah, like, so all these are kind of movies that kind of form me as a person. Like, I love skateboarding and like tech stuff really because of Back to the Future. Yeah. And then the skateboarding also because of Police Academy. There's a great sequence in that. When I saw Karate Kid, I wanted to learn martial arts. When I saw that, I was like, I need to find a karate studio. And I didn't end up doing that stuff till later. Till I got older. I was like 12 or 13 when I finally started doing Hapkido, which was fun as shit. But like these are all movies that kind of raised me, if you will, you know?
Now that I think about it, the reason I took some kind of martial arts form was because of Karate Kid.
Yeah.
Because I took judo.
Okay.
For, I think, about a few weeks, maybe a month before, like, I got tired of getting tossed around.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the physical sport.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, if you're good, if
yeah, once I hit high school, that's when I knew I'm not a physical person. Like, fuck that shit.
I'm 6 feet tall, but I'm not a physical person.
No, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I could refine that for sure. I would, if I had to pick a Back to the Future movie, it'd be number one. If I had to pick a John Cusack movie, it would probably be Say Anything, or Better Off Dead. It would be a fight between those two in my head. 16 Candles is that's as refined as I can get with that. And yeah, man, Police Academy 4. You gotta watch that movie.
Yeah, I mean,
it's super fun.
To talk about really shaping me as a person, Back to the Future definitely.
Yeah,
it's something that like fucking I wanted to be Marty McFly. It's because Back to the Future I like skateboarding.
Yeah,
and then like got really into it during the Tony Hawk days.
Yeah,
in the 90s. But yeah, I would say Back to the Future for sure, and then. To shape me as a person, I guess I could say Chasing Amy. I'd go with Chasing Amy. Like Clark has definitely got really like neck and neck with Chasing Amy. Mallrats is just more like my humor.
Yeah.
But yeah, that and High Fidelity, just because of all the music, references, the way the breakup was,
the way music plays.
Into that movie,
into his life,
into his
the
life,
character's life, and
exactly.
I feel that same way too about that stuff.
So like I could actually narrow it down to this, right?
Yeah.
If it's talking about like actually me as a person.
Yeah. I thought that was a really cool topic that came up.
That's really interesting.
My friend Robert, his wife Annie, posted that. She posted that, and she goes, "But there's 8 Harry Potter movies. How am I supposed to do this?" I'm like, but yeah. So me and Alexis chimed in and put ours. It was pretty good.
Of course, one more thing to throw in there. I mean, it's not a movie, but also shaping me as a person. Fucking Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
The other movie that almost made the list and was on there several times before I ended up taking it off was Forrest Gump.
Oh.
Because I think I've talked about it before on this show. That was 94, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like 12 at that point. Not really watching movies or television or reading books or even listening to music for like a message. Like I'm just looking to be purely entertained at that point, Like
94.
Like entertain me. Don't try and tell me a fucking story, just entertain me. I was kind of that way at that point in my life. And I always cite Forrest Gump as being the first adult movie I ever fell in love with. And I don't mean adult like pornography. I mean like a movie that's tackling adult situations and themes and concepts and character development and world building. Like that was the first movie where I was like, oh. Like for a long time in video games, I only played sports games because when I was really young, I love sports and I either wanted to play sports or be a sports commentator. I had like this endless knowledge of ridiculous stats for baseball, hockey, and football and like all the major sports. And I was like, sports games. And then, I started playing other games and I was like, we've talked about how Metal Gear was kind of that first game.
Yeah.
First real game where I was like, games can do that. Okay, cool. And for me, Forrest Gump was like the first movie I really watched where I was like, this is, I kind of feel like an adult watching this movie. Like this is real. This is a film. This isn't a movie. This is a piece of art. This isn't your summer blockbuster bullshit, And that almost made the list a few times.
Although it did come out in July.
Right. But
just because I not off the top of my head, I just saw it. Yeah. July 6th.
But you know what I mean by that.
But I do know what you mean because like I would throw Forrest Gump in there too as like my like a movie like I really invested myself into while watching it. That one and Good Will Hunting, of course.
Yeah. I'm surprised that's not there. That's pretty fun.
Good Will Hunting though was like 97. But yeah, I can see that. Yeah, Forrest Gump is just a fantastic movie.
So good.
Fucking it won. I believe it won for Best Picture. I could be wrong, but Steven Spielberg did magic there.
Yeah, it's so good, man.
Yeah.
It's been on lately, like in rotation.
Has it been?
Yeah.
I've been thinking about rewatching that because I haven't seen that.
I think I've watched bits and pieces of it 2 or 3 times in the last week and a half. Yeah, that was also like when you rented it from the video store. It was two tapes.
Yeah.
Fuck, we're talking about VHS tapes, right? Everybody's like, "What the fuck are those?"
VHS.
Yeah, what's
like,
that?
Oh, you're talking about that filter.
So did you guys play Gone Home? You find those in that game.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But yeah, I thought that I didn't even think about that topic until we started talking about movies and stuff right now. I was like, oh, that was actually a fun little
that's a good one
piece to think
like
about.
That. Yeah. Fuck, I thought I was gonna have something else, or I thought I was gonna say something else, but I can't remember what it was. But that's a good topic.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you, Facebook and Annie.
Facebook.
Or was it Robert or Annie?
It was Annie.
It was
Annie
okay.
posted it, yeah. But yeah, that's that for that stuff.
I guess that's for movie section.
Yeah. Should we talk about these Switch accessories that I brought with me today?
So you, yeah, go for it.
Okay. So when I got my Switch, it came with the Joy-Con grip, right?
Yeah.
Which is.
I'm gonna grab a water. You want a water?
No, I'm okay.
Okay.
Which is this guy right here.
Oops.
It's pretty basic. There's nothing special about it. It doesn't hold a charge. It doesn't charge your controllers. But it definitely makes them more comfortable to hold rather than holding them like this. You know? But I was playing a lot of Zelda. And this caused my hands to cramp up. Like when I used to play a lot of PSP because I felt like I had to do a weird claw to get comfortable. The grip, yeah. So go ahead.
Wasn't comfortable?
No, it is, but not for long periods of time. Hold that in your hand, okay? Now,
I got one of these. Oops, I turned them on.
Well, we went on a road trip recently, and my son was very excited. He goes, "Dad, can we play Mario Kart in the car?" Because I had gotten that second set of Joy-Con.
Looks like a doggy.
And I was like, yeah, let me order another grip online. So then I ordered this one, and it's by a company called Power A, and it's officially licensed by Nintendo. But the thing about this one is, it's got extended areas for your hands.
Interesting.
And it doesn't seem like that little bit makes a big difference. But playing a lot of Golf Story recently, and a lot of Mario Odyssey, I've been using this one, and now you just had this one in your hand.
Right.
Hold on to that one.
Oh, wow.
It's kind of a game changer.
That is nice.
And there's nothing wrong with this one. This one is fine if you have small hands, or you're a little kid, or you're not playing for very long. If you're playing in bite-sized pieces, the one that comes with the console is perfectly fine. But that one,
this
completely changes
nice, yeah.
And it makes these little tiny things, it makes it feel like an actual controller. And if you flip it, you can see the difference in the profile. It's not major. But it's enough.
It's enough to tell the difference.
Yeah. And it's got the groove right here for your fingers. It's very, and you can rest your fingers here if you're not using the triggers for anything. It just makes this a way more comfortable experience. And I got it for $9.99. They're normally $15 when you go to Target or GameStop or something like that. But I got it off Amazon for $10. And it is the best purchase I've made for my Switch as far as being comfortable. Just as good as these little guys right here. And
I thought about getting some of those.
And you look at these and you're like, these are all flimsy. How in the hell are these going to make your gaming experience better? But similar to that Joy-Con grip, it does a thing where it adds just a tad bit more room. And I didn't bring my Switch, but if you want to grab yours, I can connect these to yours so you can feel what it feels like. Mine. And I got these specifically for when I'm playing in handheld mode. Because of how flat the console is and how flat the Joy-Cons are, I always felt like I'm having to make a weird claw motion. And again, I had the same problem with the PSP back in the day, which had the same issues for me. It's a great piece of hardware and everything, but it's just uncomfortable for long periods of time. And
yeah, because when I play this, I always feel like I gotta put my pinkies here. It's just me, man. Like I know no one has.
I mean, you're
issues.
a taller dude. You
We
got
talked
bigger
about
hands.
that.
Yeah.
We talked about that
Yeah.
already, but like I just can't hold it.
It's like
that.
I'm not a big. I'm 5'8", but I can literally conceal these things in my hands. They're not very big.
Like I'd rather just play
Do
with
that?
the kickstand and the
On a
Pro
Pro
Controller. Yeah.
So here we go. I'm gonna slide these on.
Which the Pro Controller went on sale again for pretty cheap.
Okay. Now hold on to that.
See, I won't add it. Yeah, big difference.
It's a
dude.
big, and then they came with the little nub holders, so it makes the sticks a little bit bigger, a little bit, and it just adds that little tiny profile difference adds so much. So I've been playing Golf Story a lot in handheld mode, and so that's the way I've been playing it, is with those on, and like I can lay on my bed, I can sit up, I can lay on my back, and usually if you're laying down like this, playing up here, you feel like you're gonna drop it on your face.
Yeah, I play like this, and I feel like it's gonna slip
Go
out.
ahead, hold it and lean back, and you can feel like just it's more grip there. There's just something to grab onto. It's a little more meat on the bones, if you know what I'm saying.
God, that's I like that.
Those are $8, by the way.
Oh, they are?
$8. They're super inexpensive. They're just little rubber silicone things that you throw on your controllers, and it completely changes the profile and the ease of use of the Switch.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even holding them like this. I don't have my slides to put on here, but even holding them like this is greatly improved because that little nub, that lump, is sitting right here between your pinky and your ring finger, and it just adds so much more comfort to this thing.
Yeah, I totally agree. I probably will get those.
You getting those?
Because that's a game changer for me.
And then I even found it's a different seller on Amazon that's selling some of these, the silicone gel grip things, but they have them in the neon pink and green, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. So those are some pretty cool controls.
Oh, you like these?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like I said to you in the car, like I just seen unbox these.
Right.
And she literally, because she wanted the two pink ones, probably the pink ones.
Yeah.
So she ended up buying two of those.
Well, if you import the ones from Japan, the colors are flipped.
Oh.
So the ones that they put out in Japan, or the Splatoon ones, the Splatoon set, the colors are flipped. So it's green and pink instead of pink and green. So she probably has the Splatoon ones or the ones imported from Japan.
Probably.
And then got these when they came out. Because, dude, I would totally have two pink ones on mine. This is a great color. And
you won't be able to lose it either because it's so bright.
Right. And I really like what they're doing with colors. Like, there was a while where I was, like, toying with the idea of using one of those third-party websites where you send them your Joy-Cons. Or
Yeah.
And they paint them and they fix them and they do all that stuff. But then I had seen so many reviews of the main website of where, like, they're not painting the small little piece here. It's not covering, like, they're not doing anything to the buttons. So it's whatever color the buttons are. They're gray, I think, on all the controllers. So they're just gray buttons.
Interesting.
And yeah, I'm like, no, I want, like, because I was going to get, like, purple and silver. Because that would be my jam. But then they announced they were coming out with these in the United States. And I was like, okay, cool. I'll just get those when they come out. And then I realized that the colors are flipped. And I was like, maybe I should get the Splatoon ones. And I can have two pink ones and two green ones on left and right. That would be cool. But it's not that important to me. But yeah, putting this. So Power A, the company that makes that red one, they sell a black one like this.
Mm-hmm.
Or they sell a black one, same color as this, but shaped like this. So it's got that extra.
Yeah, that's the
spot.
only thing that kind of likes the color that it's red.
Yeah, I was hoping it was going to be closer to like this red or closer to the neon red on the controller.
Yeah.
But it wasn't, and I was like, oh, no worries. That's just going to be the one my son uses anyway. And then I'm like, no, I've been using it more than he has, so he's perfectly fine with this one. So I end up putting these Joy-Con in there, and it looks really weird that way. But yeah.
God, those look really cool.
Yeah, these are the accessories I've gotten. I dig it a lot, man. and here.
Yeah, that accessory is definitely worth
$10.
it. For the grip.
Yep.
I mean, not that the other one's bad too, but
No,
I feel
it's not,
like
yeah.
it like that has just more texture,
Yeah.
more grippiness. Is
Yeah.
the scientific
Well, that's
term.
the other thing is that it has like a rubberized back. It's not plastic like this is all plastic. Yeah. But
there you go.
It's just it's the little bump there. It's the concave here. It's being able to rest your fingers up here. It's definitely the way I've been playing all of my games now when I'm in docked while playing it on a TV is with these controllers and this. So these ones haven't been getting any love lately. And the only reason I haven't, it's stupid. It's a stupid thing, but it doesn't look good. So I don't put these in here.
It doesn't look
because
good.
it doesn't look good, and I can't stand looking at it like this. So I don't play it this way. It just does not.
It looks like puke.
It's not aesthetically pleasing.
It's not.
But yeah, I'm gonna get a black one like this for these. But yeah, it's and the little silicone wraps, man, add so much to these.
And I'm guessing
also.
they have them in different colors too.
Yeah, you can get them in black. I saw some that were transparent, like semi-transparent, so almost clear.
I don't like transparent. I mean, I do, but at the same time, I don't just because it turns yellow.
Yeah, especially probably 3D printed or injection molded. Cheap rubber or silicone like this will probably change colors pretty quickly. I will say these have stood up pretty good. I mean, my son was goofing around with them and trying to pull them off, and like this was stretching. I'm not going to do it because I don't want it to rip, but they haven't ripped yet. So
I don't want to feel the texture. Huh. My guess is this was laser.
It was laser?
Yeah, just okay. I know just
from the texture.
From the texture, and because I've worked lasers before.
Yeah. But yeah, man, they're definitely super comfortable, and I think that. Even though this isn't a charging one, but this company does sell one that charges your Joy-Con as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's $20.
There's a little waffle print here, which gives it that
the stability.
Yeah.
This is the best $10 I've spent on my Switch so far. Is that controller or that grip, whatever you want to call them. But yeah, man, I wanted to talk about those because I know I brought it up a couple weeks ago. But I forgot to bring it that day, and I was like, "Oh, I'll bring it in. We don't have a lot to talk about. I'll bring it in. I'll let Rick feel it, and then I'll watch him order one before I leave."
I definitely want to get
the grip.
Not the grip, the rubber stuff.
This?
Yeah.
Really? Oh, for
handheld. Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, but you don't need the grip. You have a Pro controller, so.
Yeah, I just don't want to have to carry that with me.
Yeah.
That's why I figured if I get that, I can just attach it to it. And...
Yeah, but you don't need this because you have that.
Yeah.
You know, but these are definitely worth it. There's a couple of different sellers on Amazon, and I would advise checking the reviews because that's what I did. I went through a lot of reviews. And
you want to link it down below? Put it in the card here.
No, I don't. I won't do the card, but I might link it down below.
There won't be a card.
I might link them down below. But yeah, because the person... There was another company that was selling them, and then people in the reviews were complaining, like, "Oh, they're too loose. They slide off. They don't hold. They don't fit right. Blah 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 blah." And then there was another one where people said, "Oh, they're too loose." But I contacted the manufacturer, and then they remade them, and they sent me 3 or 4 different ones until we all both felt that the fit was snug. And so now they fixed their entire printing process, and now that's how they're going to be printed. So you can count on them being snug. These ones were the best reviewed ones, and they're also only $7.50. So that's why I got them.
That's amazing. Cool, man. I'm glad you brought those in.
Yeah. Let's see. What else do we have? We have a big Nintendo thing.
So Nintendo Direct happened. You want to talk about that? I didn't see it, so I don't know what's going on.
No, before we get to that, I want to talk about Kirby Star Allies.
All right.
Kirby Star Allies. I played the demo. Granted, I can't judge the full game based on the demo.
Oh, it's for the Switch.
But man, that is boring.
Boring, huh?
Yeah, it really bummed me out because I like Kirby. They had a really great game on the DS called Kirby's Canvas Curse. It was like one of the first games to come out on the DS where you could draw the path for him and everything. And super fun
game. That looked
game.
like fun.
Kirby's Dream Land back in the day was dope.
Yeah.
Kirby's Dream Course mini golf game was dope. Kirby's Epic Yarn is pretty rad.
I remember that one.
All those games are really, really cool, and I was expecting this game to be good. Like, this game looks great. It looks awesome. But it feels like this was going to be a new Super Mario Brothers game, and they were like, oh, everybody hates new Super Mario Brothers now, so let's just put Kirby in it. Because it's a 4-player, side-scrolling 2D platformer. And it just is slow and boring, and you have to manage 3 other people if you're not playing multiplayer. Like, I don't want to do that. I don't like it. And again, that's just the demo. I haven't played the full game.
Demo.
But they had 2 different, an easy level and a hard level, and I played them both, and they went hard, and I don't like them. I don't like it.
Interesting.
And it really bummed me out, because I remember when they showed at E3, they're like, Kirby coming to the Switch. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, Kirby coming to that fucking Switch. Cool. This is what we get. It's no good.
The demo's no good.
Yeah. But the demo's indicative of the gameplay of the entire game. I'm just saying.
Interesting. I didn't know there was a demo. I'll probably download it.
Download it and check it out. See if you like it. Maybe you can come back next week and tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
But I just wanted to say that because I know that there's going to be a lot of hyperbole about this game. And everybody's going to be like, oh, it's Kirby. It's so good. 99 out of 100 on Metacritic. Because like every other fucking Switch game that's come out, which all those scores are fucking inflated. Except Mario Odyssey. Except Odyssey. Odyssey is not ranked high enough on Metacritic. That's the only one that was like, whoa, to me. Like a fucking mind-blowing standout. All the other games are perfectly fine and serviceable. And everybody's like, oh, 100 out of 100, 10 out of 10, perfect game. No, they're not. They're not even close. And I just want to get out in front of Kirby Star Allies and let everybody know. It's not even fucking close to a 90 or an 85, maybe a 75 or a 7 out of 10. I don't like the way it feels. I don't like the way it plays. And it seems like a rush job to get a Kirby game out on the Switch. Or it seems like a game that was going to be a 3DS game that they were like, oh, we can just put it on the Switch. And I don't like it. And I don't want people to spend... I don't want this to be the next story of, oh, another first-party Nintendo game sells 8 million units. Like, no, I don't want to hear that about Kirby because it's not...
Maybe it does sell.
It doesn't deserve it. It doesn't deserve it. So that's all I wanted to say. I wanted to throw some hate before I get into the love.
All right, so let's get into
the love. Let's talk about Nintendo Direct from Thursday.
You're going to have to tell me what's up about Nintendo Direct.
Oh, I'll tell you what's up.
Oh, I did hear about this.
Okay. The Smash thing?
Yeah.
So Thursday was a Nintendo Direct. And I was super excited, cautiously optimistic about it because I wanted to see what are they going to show us. Are they going to give us some bangers? Is it going to be all indie games? What's the deal? They gave us some real good shit that's coming only to the 3DS, and that really pissed me off because...
To the 3DS only? Damn it.
Yeah. They remade... I don't want to start at the top. I'm going to actually start from...
At the bottom?
Not necessarily at the bottom. It's sort of in the middle.
Okay.
Scroll on down. Oh, go up. The WarioWare.
Gotcha.
WarioWare is an awesome franchise, and I was like, oh man, cool WarioWare on this. Oh, it's on the 3DS. Fuck. But it's called WarioWare Gold. I don't know why I couldn't say that. WarioWare Gold. And it seems like it's a mixture of a compilation of 3 of their games plus some new levels, which is cool. And I was really upset that wasn't coming to the Switch. A game that came out like 3 years ago, Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story, is coming out now. You scroll down a little bit more. I think it's one more after that one. Nope, keep going.
So here,
that one.
Mario and Luigi. Yeah.
But it's Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story plus Bowser's Bowser Jr.'s Journey.
Jeez, that's a mouthful.
And that's also only coming to the 3DS.
3DS.
And it's also a port of a game that came out 3 years ago on the same console. Like, what the fuck? You did the work to it. Put it on the Switch. You added content to it.
Kind of looks like a Pokemon game.
Put it on the Switch. It's an RPG-ish style game.
Oh.
Then your jam right here. You're going to have to break out your 3DS, Rick.
Don't
and
have
get
it.
Detective Pikachu. Oh, you don't have it anymore?
No, I traded in for the Switch.
Oh, that's right. Detective Pikachu seems pretty entertaining and amazing because Detective Pikachu talks like this. He's got a real deep voice.
Does?
Yeah, it's pretty entertaining. But again, it's a 3DS game, so I don't care because I don't have a 3DS. The one right below it is the one that pisses me off the most. I love Luigi's Mansion. I loved that game on the GameCube.
Play the one on the 3DS.
And the one on the 3DS is very, very good. This is a remaster / remake of Luigi's Mansion for the GameCube. But as of right now, they're only putting it on the 3DS.
What's the difference between the one that's already on the 3DS?
That's number 2. That's a sequel.
Oh, that's a sequel.
And I was kind of hoping they would put Luigi's Mansion on the Switch. But they didn't, and that really bums me out. Then there was some news about Kirby Star Allies. I guess its release date. It's coming out March 16th, which is like next fucking week, which is crazy. Here's a port.
Oh, I remember this game.
Yeah, there's a port of an old PS2 game that ended up making its way to the Wii, I believe, and PS3 and Wii U. And like, this is one of those games that's like, oh, there's new consoles out. Let's put it out because it's a beautiful looking game. It's like
the one where you paint, right?
It's hand painted art, and it looks fucking amazing. And they put it out on PS3, I believe, or Kami HD, and that's what's coming to Switch. I always wanted to get this game.
Me too.
But I never did.
Same.
So guess what? I'm going to get it on the Switch.
Awesome. No release date for that?
No, I don't believe so.
So what, summer?
Yeah, summer or later this year. Let's see. Then we've got Sushi Striker, The Way of Sushido. It is a like
a Cookie Mama type of game.
Cooking Mama, Cook Serve Delicious, Diner Dash.
Cook Serve Delicious.
It's I love shit like this, and I'm very excited about that. I love games like this. Yeah, man.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, going all the way back to Tapper on the NES. But yeah, I like that. So I'm excited about that. Octopath Traveler has a release date that's coming out in June.
I saw Octopath trending on Twitter.
Yeah, that's
probably why.
Yeah,
I didn't know about it.
It's got a release date. They talked about 2 more characters, and everybody's bitching about the name, and like that was supposed to just be its code name or whatever, because the demo that they put out a while ago was called Project Octopath Traveler, and everybody assumed like, oh, it's Square Enix, they're gonna turn it into something else. This is not the name of the game, but you literally play as 8 different characters, and you go through their journey and their story. You literally go down an octopath. So shut up.
Never.
Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, which came out on the Wii U. Bryce and I talked a little bit about this. This game looks fucking sweet. It looks really, really cool. It seems to be like everything I've ever seen about it. It's structured kind of like a mobile game, but I know from what I've heard from people, it's a very, very fun game. So that's not my beef with it. My main beef is that
where they're putting it.
It put it on the Switch, which is great. So I'll probably get it because I don't have a Wii U, so I didn't play it there. And they've added a couple of new areas. Like there's a new Metro Kingdom, New Donk City looking area. A lot of stuff from Mario Odyssey. A lot of areas from Mario Odyssey that they've made levels out of for Toad Treasure Tracker, which is awesome. But it's essentially a port of the Wii U game. And what Nintendo has been doing is charging full price for their ports. Mario Kart 8 was $60. And everybody's like, yeah, but that game had all the DLC. It's like, yeah, but it was also a 4-year-old fucking game that you're charging me $60 for. And it's not just Nintendo, and I clarified this with Bryce too. It's like it's not just Nintendo. 18 months later or 10 months later, whatever it is, when the Game of the Year edition comes out with like, oh, here's the DLC or here's the extra costumes, give us $60 again. Fuck you. No. You don't get to double dip for full price. You don't get to double dip for full price.
Got to make the money. They're greedy.
But okay, so here's the problem. My main problem with that, and I understand.
I know what you're saying. I'm just messing.
Especially with Nintendo right now, I know they're not hurting in like the hearts and minds of gamers right now. They've got a lot of goodwill built up. But imagine how much more goodwill they would have built up if Mario Kart 8 Deluxe came out at $40 instead of $60. If this comes out at $30 instead of $50, if Splatoon 2, like they actually went out of the way to call that 2. And there was a lot of Splatoon stuff in here that I really feel, it makes it even feel like even more like the Switch was rushed out because they're adding like a whole new thing to Switch, an update, new characters, new things to make Splatoon 2 more of a full-fledged game standing on its own. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know, that's pretty cool too. But it seems like, oh, this is the game that should have came out for $60 last year, not what came out last year for $60. And that's not saying Splatoon 2 is bad or it didn't add things.
Right.
But it just seemed like such a short time between the Wii U version and this sequel. And I know that we're caught up in a world of annualized games, and every year a new Call of Duty comes out, and every year a new Need for Speed comes out, and every year a new Assassin's Creed comes out. And that's a cycle that we've gotten on in video games that I really don't like. But the thing you can say about Call of Duty is that they have 3 teams making video games. So it's more like every 3 years a new Call of Duty game is coming out because the team has been working on it for that long. But with Splatoon 2, it felt like, oh, let's put it... I thought when they announced that, I initially thought it was going to be like Mario Kart 8. I thought, oh, okay, they're just going to bring it forward to the Switch, a console people actually bought. That makes sense. But they're charging full price for that shit. Like, don't charge me $60 for Toad Treasure Tracker, please. That's got to be like 30, man. Like, I know they've done some work to it, but I don't like when games like this come out, or like I even said earlier, the Game of the Year editions that are full price again. I don't like that. It's unfair to the gamer, and it really just puts a sour taste in my mouth for business practices. That being said, Toad Treasure Tracker looks fucking sweet. I like the look of the new areas, and I'm probably going to get that whether it's full price or not. I just hope it's not. Because
there's no price for it.
If it is, I probably won't get it right away, and I'll probably wait for it to go on sale, or I'll probably wait till I have something to trade in, because Nintendo games never go on sale.
It's supposed to be part of Super Mario Odyssey?
No, there's levels based based on areas from Super Mario Odyssey. Crash Bandicoot's Insane Trilogy is coming to the Switch, which is crazy because it's been a Sony exclusive game Crash has been Sony exclusive forever.
I was looking at that.
But it's also an Activision property. And Activision sees how many people are buying the Switch and buying games for the Switch. Why not put this awesome remaster? Because from all reports, it was a great remaster. It makes me want to get it.
I'm shaking my head like I want to get it, but it's going to make me angry. And I don't want to throw my Switch.
Yeah. Well, just get it on PS4 and throw your controller.
Yeah, exactly.
But that
comes out before my birthday.
But I also believe that this will be coming to Xbox One as well because it's an Activision property. And I think this was just something cool that Nintendo could
That's awesome.
announce first. South Park, The Fractured But Whole. If you haven't played it yet...
Nope.
Get it. And if you don't want to get it on the PS4, if this is something you want to take with you so you can play on your lunch breaks, get it on the Switch. I hope they put the Stick of Truth out also. Because you haven't played that one either, have you?
I haven't.
This game directly ties into the Stick of Truth.
Oh, it does?
This is a perfect sequel to an almost perfect video game before it. I love it. I love Stick of Truth. Everybody should play these games, and I'm glad it's coming to the Switch.
That's
Again,
awesome.
I can be okay with that one being full price because Stick of Truth literally just came out this last fall, so I can't be too upset if that's full price. But you can get it for like dirt cheap on PS4 and Xbox One. That's the problem. Dark Souls Remastered.
Oh, that's right. They mentioned that.
A certain person with some thumbs said, if I get Dark Souls Remastered, I'm going to get it on PS4 because it's going to look better, which is true. It's the way I played it before on PS3. And I don't want to get caught up in this fucking amiibo bullshit. But god damn it, is that cool.
That's a really pretty cool amiibo.
Oh, god damn, that's cool. Praise the sun. Praise the sun. It's fucking night saying praise the sun. It's an amiibo. And I don't know what you're going to use it for. And I don't know how it's going to affect the game. But fuck, if they make a case for it, I might get Dark Souls Remastered on the Switch. I might.
What do you mean a case?
If they say, this is why it's better.
Oh, I thought you meant like a case.
No, if they tell me, like, this is why you should get it on the Switch, because this amiibo does things, this game is this way. If they make a good reason or a good argument for me to get it on the Switch,
you'll get the amiibo.
That amiibo, man, makes it almost worth it. But I don't want to take the performance hit. I don't want it to be, 30 frames a second or sub 30 frames a second. And I just don't want it to look the way it looked when I played it on PS3 6 years ago or 7 years ago, whenever it was. Like, I want it to look like the updated remaster. That's my only problem.
So it's remastered on it.
Yeah. Let's see. Travis Strikes Again. I don't know. Did you play No More Heroes at all?
No.
No? I know Bryce really liked the No More Heroes games on the Wii. And this is kind of like not a mini game collection, but there's smaller bite-sized games in it, and it's a No More Heroes sequel, and it seems really cool. I think you'd like the aesthetics of it. Little Nightmares I never played, but everybody likes it. Undertale I never played, but everybody loves it. Hyrule Warriors can go fuck itself, because so can Dynasty Warriors. Those games suck. And the big banger at the end of the press conference, at the end of the Direct, Super Smash Bros. Switch coming 2018.
I don't care.
I'm not a Smash Bros.
I'm not
fan,
a Smash Brothers fan at all.
but
I tried playing it once.
I had a lot of fun playing on N64 with my cousin and his friends back in the day, because my cousin's like 6 years younger than me, 7 years younger than me, and so his friends were younger. But I was like 15, 16, hanging out at my aunt and uncle's house and hanging out with my little cousin. His friends would come over and they were all about Smash. And I was like, I don't know, dudes. And so I played it with them on Nintendo 64, because there's 4 controllers and 4 players, and I didn't like it, but I had a lot of fun playing with them. Like, that's the thing about Smash that I really understand.
Fun communal game.
I don't understand the love for the game, and like everybody, oh, it's so deep and there's so much, technique and strategy to this game. But anytime I've ever played it, it's just whoever button mashes the hardest wins. I'm not saying the depth isn't there. I'm just saying I've never played with people that understand that depth, myself included. But that being said, I might get this game because I have a Switch. And I know my buddy Robert loves Smash Brothers. He's all about Smash, and he's been tweeting about it for the last 2 days. And like, Robert will have Smash.
I won't have it.
Bryce will probably get Smash, because Bryce is on this get every Nintendo first party game that comes out for the Switch kick, which I totally understand. He had the same thing on Wii U. He had the same thing on Wii, whether he liked them or not. He's another guy who votes with his wallet. And it's like, well, I want them to keep making games for this thing, so I'm going to buy this shit whether I like it or not. I bet Bryce will end up getting Smash. And like, there's 3 of us, and maybe if 3 of people that Rick, have Smash, maybe you might get it to play with us, because it's a fun communal game. But yeah, it's a game that doesn't move the needle for me at all. But I would consider buying it if enough people I know that have Switches got it, because it'd be like, oh, okay. It would. But then again, playing online, there's no fucking voice chat unless you use their stupid app, which I'm never gonna use. And if I go to Robert's house, I'll just take my controller and play there instead of, because that's where it's fun, is playing with your friends. So
playing in person, I think, would be a lot more fun.
Yeah, for sure. But even if it was a case where I could bring my Switch with me, similar to what they did on the Wii U version, where if you have the Wii U, you could have somebody playing on the TV and somebody playing on the tablet. Yeah. And if you had 3DS and the version for 3DS, you could all basically have your own screen and not have to worry about being
we
huddled.
did that at Robert's place.
Yeah, but you could be all together, but not having to fight for TV real estate. You can pay attention on your own screen. If they do that with the Switch, which I'm sure they will, that would be an awesome way to play that game. Take my Switch, play it at Robert's, have my own screen.
Yeah.
That would be fun. But yeah, it doesn't, like I said, doesn't move the needle for me, but those games always have a lot of love from people, and maybe I'm just missing it. Maybe I'm different now. Maybe I can get into it. Who knows?
Maybe.
Who knows?
See Mario Tennis.
Yeah, the only reason I didn't bring that up is because I'm not high on that. Like, the Mario sports games that I care about is Mario Golf. That's it. Bryce seems really pumped about that. They're doing like a single player story mode, like quest mode kind of thing, which is kind of cool. Like, all of that seems really dope. Everything they've said about that game seems really fucking cool, except for the tennis part. If it was golf, if it was Mario Golf, because I love Mario Golf on 64, Mario Golf is the shit, man.
I can't say if I've played Mario Golf.
It's basically Hot Shots Golf.
But yeah,
it's just Hot Shots Golf.
That's cool.
Yeah. But that's pretty much it.
That's a lot for Nintendo Direct.
Yeah, it was a whole lot. It was like 35 minutes. Like, it was all crammed into about 35 minutes of boom, game. And nothing seemed super far away either. Everything feels like I think Okami is the one that seems the farthest away. But everything else seemed like it's, right around the corner.
Okami is definitely one I want to fucking get.
But now that we've talked about that Direct, let's talk about the one that happened in Japan real quick. Because
they had their own?
The real banger was announced during the Japanese Direct.
What was that?
Taiko Drum Master. Have you ever played Taiko Drum Master in the arcades?
Is that the one like the very first.
It's got one drum.
Yeah,
two things. Pop.
Yes. Oh my god.
Taiko Drum Master's coming to the Switch. Which got me really excited, but I've already told Bryce there's no peripheral. There's no drum. You do this, and you hit it, and you turn it sideways to hit the side things together. So it's using.
Can we see the sticks on screen?
I don't know.
That'd be interesting.
I don't think so. But I told Bryce, I go, I know it won't do anything, and it'll just be a shell. But I need somebody, if it's not them, to come out with a peripheral that I put these in, and I have a drum to hit, because I need that tactile feedback. Because the reason Wii Music sucked ass so much is because you're doing this, and all your motions are not being registered properly. And I know these are way more sophisticated than the Wii remotes were, but I was watching the thing, and it was like it was slow gameplay of doing this 1, 2, 3, 4, turning it to the side and doing it this way. And I was like, yes, that's manageable. That's super manageable. But if you play Taiko Drum Master, like I play Taiko Drum Master, and you want to be able to hit, you play it on hard or higher. I don't think the motion is going to cut that speed. So I need that peripheral. I need something. But I am super excited about Taiko Drum Master coming to the Switch. Because I want that.
I do too.
Like one of the other games I got because it was basically Taiko Drum Master was Donkey Konga on the GameCube.
Oh yeah.
I love that game. So good. Like, you know me, I love rhythm games anyway. But yeah, like Donkey Konga, I love that shit. But I really hope that somebody comes out with a Taiko Drum Master peripheral. Even if I can't sync it with my Switch, which I don't see why not. It's just Bluetooth. Put Bluetooth in that fucking thing. But if it's just a housing to where I don't want the Joy-Cons to go on the top of the sticks, because I don't want to be hitting the drum with the sticks. Mm-hmm. Put them in the handles of the sticks, because those sticks were big anyway. They were big, round, thick sticks.
Yeah.
Put them there. That way you're still registering all my movement, but I'm getting to hit the drum. Please.
Okay, I don't remember lining up for that game.
I have a callus on my ring finger from playing that at Speed Zone, because I played so much of that I didn't notice it, but one of the times I was playing, my ring had dug into my finger and cut my hand right here. But you can't really see it anymore, but you can feel the rough callus part right here, and it has never gone away, and it's been, I don't know, 12 years
the game injured you
since I've played that game, and in the arcade, and yeah, it's never gone away. So I have a deep connection to Taiko Drum Master.
Wow. Yeah, you would. Yeah, I would want the actual peripheral for it.
Me too.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So that was the one I really wanted to talk about, was Taiko Drum Master. Everything else at the Nintendo Direct for the United States was really, really cool, but nothing can hold a candle to Taiko Drum Master, except for maybe that Sushi Striker game. That looks really fucking cool. You should later on, when you have time, watch the Direct on your Switch, because you can do that, and I think it's one of the coolest things about the Switch. I know PlayStation does that too when they have their E3 press conferences. You can watch them live on your PlayStation or archived on your PlayStation. But it was just really nice the other day. After we picked up the kids on Thursday, it was about 3 o'clock, maybe 3:30 when we got back home, and I turned on my Switch, and the first thing that pops up in your, when you turn it on, it's like, push the button over here to get back to what you're doing, or click on here and you can do one of these 3 things that are in the news. And the first thing was watch Nintendo Direct, and I was like, oh, let's do that. And I sat there and I watched the Nintendo Direct on my Switch without having to get up or anything, so it was really cool.
I was able to also watch it on my 3DS.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was
pretty cool. In 3D too.
Ooh.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. Looks like good things coming out of Nintendo.
Yeah, for sure. I'm not even super upset right now about the remakes and the ports. I just don't want them to be full price games, because that's unfair.
Just the price.
It's unfair to the consumer, man. It's unfair. Like in a case of Okami, that would be like the 4th or 5th time that game has come out, and like double dip and triple dip. But now you're like on your 5th time. You better not be charging me $60 for that fucking game.
Cool. So. Next.
That's it.
All right.
That's it, man.
All right. Well, I actually played and finished the game.
Yes, you did.
So I don't know if you were talking about Wednesday. I don't know if you were here on Wednesday, but or got the notification, but I was live playing Until Dawn for the very first time. Yeah. And that was interesting. Bryce wanted me to play it in one sitting.
Right.
Which was my plan to play it in one sitting. But he said it's not that long.
Talked about earlier.
But as I talked about earlier, haircut.
Appointments, man. Yeah. Appointments.
So I got, I think, like an hour and 37 minutes into it the first time. And then when I came back, I put in like 6 hours. Uh-huh. The game was a little bit longer than I expected. Uh-huh. He's like, oh, you can do it in 6 hours. Yeah. I played this 7 and some change.
Right. Well, we also all know how you play video games.
Yeah. So
it takes Rick an hour to cook minute rice.
Yes.
So
very right. So yeah, didn't really know much about this game other than
which is crazy considering it's been out for almost 3 or 4 years at this point.
Yeah, like I just knew like I knew sort of knew like someone from Heroes was in it, and then it turned out to be Hayden Panettiere, or however you say your last name. So yeah, I played this game. Holy shit, is this an awesome game. I know I'm saying things that people already know. Right. But fuck it. This is the first time I played it.
This isn't their podcast.
This is our podcast. And good God, this game was scary as fuck.
I have it. I still haven't played it.
Still haven't played it?
Yeah. I need to get
Ever?
it.
You never played it? Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. Okay. So yeah, like the game is like weird in the sense of a good weird. So like it's episodic. So like each chapter, it's like each episode of a movie or TV show, and like you think it's going one way, and it turns out to be something completely different than what you thought it was, and it was great. Like the beginning of it, like gets you familiar with the controls, gets you familiar with the people, and then like that ends, and then it throws you like jump into like this first person view of someone sitting in a seat and some guy like talking to you, like giving you therapy or of sorts.
That's funny. That's weird.
And it's like, all right, like, and then he gives you a book and it's like choose which one of these makes you most anxious. And there's like pictures of a spider and a snake, or a clown and like a bat, you know, and you're supposed to actually pick which one. Right. And each one you pick is like affects your decisions while in game and while every time you come meet this person, because you meet this person in every chapter. Okay. And as you meet this person, things happen to the area you are, like the ward or wherever your room you're in. Like things change in that room each time you go. Yeah. And it's just like this game is really good. I'm actually putting this probably like in my top 5, top 10 games.
Damn, really?
Is that good? Yeah. Just because like how it crazy. Like they talk about the butterfly effect in this game. You know, each decision you make is going to change the outcome. And unlike like let's say that the Telltale games with like The Walking Dead, there's so much more than that. Okay. There's so many much more different endings, different things like. You can survive with everyone, or you can kill like
you can end up with nobody.
With nobody, you know, or one person. And
similar to like Heavy Rain, where you can do that.
Exactly, perfect. And these are the kind of games that I like, where you throw yourself into. So that's why I love this game a lot. Yeah. And you get to know these characters and get attached to the characters. Lose some of the
grow to hate some of the characters.
And then apparently grow to hate some of them too, because like. Cheesy and Bryce did not like Emily at all. And she was the one that I ended up saving.
Oh, Rick.
The ones that they didn't like, and I didn't really like. I had no opinion on her. I mean, yeah, she was kind of bitchy, but you need one of those in the game.
Of course.
And, but yeah, like, the decisions you make in this game actually affect the outcome of this game.
I just got really sad.
What's
that? I was going to say, maybe I'll go home and play this tonight.
You can't play it. No. Well, if you want to come back here and play it, you can. You can live stream it. But yeah, like it's just so. I just love how this game is played out. Yeah. Like this game had me thinking at work, like, fuck, what if I just did that instead of this? Yeah. Like it stuck with me. It sticks with you. Okay. It fucking sticks with you, and I love that about it.
That's cool.
And I'll make a highlight of it, but yeah, it is a horror game, so there's scares and stuff like that. Oh my god. Sure enough, luckily Cheesy was there to capture all the times I almost fell out of my seat because how scared I was.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm a baby. Yeah, this game's good. The acting is phenomenal in it. It feels like an actual movie. You have just from the voices that I know and from like the facial characters that they got.
Yeah.
Like we said, Hannah Panettiere and Rami Malek, who's on Mr. Robot.
Oh shit! I didn't realize he was in it.
Yeah, he's in it, and there's other people in here. I'm not familiar with them, but those I guess are the two kind of names.
Yeah.
But these are all like actual real actors.
Yeah.
Obviously. But yeah, they did their best with the facial, features, and like this game looks beautiful.
Yeah.
And this was like a PS3 game too, right? Or was it PS4?
I think it was just PS4.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, the writing in this is great. The directions, like it's the acting. God, it's all good.
Okay.
It's incredible. Yeah.
I want to play it, and I'm just super bummed that I cannot play.
Yeah, like I can't
any PS4 games right now.
I can't recommend this game enough to anyone who has not played it.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you like horror movies or just movies in general. Like, this throws you in there. And when you play it, you got to play it the way how you would play it. I mean, you could play it, I guess, how you think the character will play it. Because, like, anytime you do different, like, if you act brave, your brave meter goes up.
Right.
Or if you do something more physical, your physical meter goes up. And it's like, interactions with other characters. So, like, if Ashley keeps talking to Mike, like, her interests will keep towards Mike or towards Chris.
Of course Ashley's going to keep talking to me. I'm amazing.
But her character was actually more attached well, at least in my game, she was more attached towards Chris.
Okay. So it was originally going to come out on PS3 with move controller support, but it only ended up coming out on PS4.
Christopher.
Thank God for that, because I don't want to play games like this anymore. Never did. Go ahead.
Yeah. I don't think a move would have been great with this. Some of the things I didn't like were the controls.
Yeah.
Like moving around with them was like, it felt like Silent Hill controls. So kind of
almost tanky.
Tanky.
Yeah.
But not like terrible tanky, but like you can feel the tanky of it. Quick action. So like, you're running, you gotta press triangle or blah, 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 which doesn't bother me. I actually kind of like them.
Yeah, that's I know there's a lot of hate for that stuff, but that stuff doesn't bother me, especially when it's done well.
This is done well. Yeah. And it's not overly thrown at you either.
Yeah.
So it's usually like at the right moments.
I mean, that's how I felt with Heavy Rain, because there was similar where it was like...
Yeah, there's actually parts where you're climbing and you have to press triangle, circle, and...
Yeah, all at the same time, and then again,
This is more like quick action. It wasn't all at the same time. But yeah, there was like that when you're climbing or jumping or anything like that. But kind of probably with the quick action of Beyond Two Souls or Heavy Rain. Yeah. So man, this is an incredible game. I'm sad that my stupidity of not knowing horror games enough or horror movies enough led to my favorite character dying.
Oh no! Of course your favorite character died.
Rest in peace, Ashley.
Of course your favorite character died.
Oh my god! No! And it was such a stupid mistake. It's such a stupid... I should have... You always stick with your group.
Yeah.
Always stick with your group.
Why did you separate?
This was the one time I separated. The one time, because I heard the screaming. I'm like... I was like, all right, let's go towards the screaming instead of sticking with the group. And I'm like, wait a minute. I know the person we're trying to look for is dead. Why did I do that?
That's funny.
Ugh.
Come on, Rick.
And sure enough, that led to Ashley's death. I'm sorry, Ashley. But yeah, it's such a great game. I can't praise this game enough. And I am going to play it again. I'm probably not going to play it again probably till like Halloween time.
Yeah, give it some time.
Just because I don't want to know where the jump scares are at.
You don't want to remember them?
Yeah. So
That's why I was considering playing through Heavy Rain again when it came out on PS4. I was like, oh yeah, it's been a long time. I want to play through that, but I just never did it.
Yeah.
And now I can't.
Oh,
PS4.
I'll ask you that in just a bit. But yeah, overall, game is fantastic. Definitely play it if you can. And I don't know how much it is now, but it was free when I got it.
I think it's 25, something like that.
I don't feel like it would be too
bucks.
much.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think it's that expensive anymore.
And good job, everyone in this movie and whoever developed this game. It's fucking awesome.
No, that's not Don't Nod. Don't Nod is...
No, this was developed by Supermassive.
Okay. Oh, okay, yeah.
Supermassive Games, yeah. Designed by Nick Brown. It was platform with PS4.
Yep.
Yeah, and yeah, the game looks incredible. I played it at I streamed it at 60 frames per second.
Okay.
But it ran really smooth.
Cool.
And I exported it too because I want to cut it. Like I said, I want to cut it up and from Twitch, and it actually held up pretty well.
Oh, that's good. That's
it looks smooth.
Rare.
Yeah, it looks very smooth.
Yeah.
Like much better than what YouTube does.
Yeah, YouTube.
But anyways, that's my review. Go
Awesome.
play it. I'm definitely gonna play this again because I need to avenge Ashley.
Kill everybody but Ashley this time.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So that's it, man. I don't know if you got anything else.
No.
Oh, real quick, I was gonna ask you. Did you take your PlayStation 4?
I have not taken it in yet,
Okay.
so I don't know if it's really dead. I have a sneaking suspicion that it's really dead because it will not recognize.
You didn't try a new hard drive?
I don't have a new hard drive. I have the original hard drive that I put in an enclosure and put it away.
Try formatting it, maybe?
So I was trying to do that with the PS4 because you can do that,
I didn't know you could do that.
it fills up the bar. It took like 2 hours because it's a terabyte drive, and I was like, gets to the end, it goes, sorry, hard drive can't be initialized. I'm like, well, fuck. And then I put the old hard drive in, which is only 500 gigabytes, so it's a lot smaller, and it hit the initialize hard drive button because it's going to wipe it and get it ready for it to be used on the system. It's like, nope, can't do it. And then it's like, well, update the firmware. And I was like, okay, so I put the most recent. So a new firmware just came out like a couple days ago, 5.50, I think. And I wasn't using that one. I was using the one prior to it.
Oh.
So my last ditch effort before I take it in is I'm going to put the new firmware on my thumb drive, put the hard drive in there again, and try it again and see what happens. But I did call the store you told me about and talk to them. I was like, hey, man, you guys do work on PS4? And he's like, yeah, what's the problem? And I go, so I had turned it on, and it was booting really slow. It took like 5 minutes to boot, and then it just got caught up in an endless boot cycle of, reformatting your hard drive or checking your hard drive files. And he goes, well, and I go, and before he could get going, I was like, so I thought maybe my hard drive died because I swapped out the hard drive a couple years ago, and I know hard drives die, so I figured maybe the hard drive died. So I took that out and I put the old one in that's been sitting in an enclosure with nothing touching it or around it, and put that in the PlayStation, and it will not format that hard drive now, and it won't take the update that I have on my USB stick. So I'm past the point of thinking it's a dead hard drive, and I think that there's something actually wrong with the PlayStation. And he goes, well, man, bring it in. The diagnosis is free. We don't charge you unless we think we can fix it. And yeah, you've done all the things that we would have done, and the only thing I would think differently is a brand new hard drive. And I go, yeah, I just don't have one lying around that I can throw in and try that with. And he goes, yeah, we'll bring it in. We'll diagnose the problem, and if we can fix it, we'll charge you. And if not, we won't. And so I was like, all right.
Yeah,
and then I specifically told them, yeah, I'm calling because a buddy of mine went in there a couple years ago, and you guys fixed his yellow light issue on his PS3. And that lasted him long enough to where he got told he got his PS4. And he said nothing but good things about you guys, so that's why I'm calling. And they're like, all right, yeah, cool, man. Just bring it in anytime you can. We'll take a look at it and see what we can do. So I haven't had a chance to do that yet. But I hopefully will be doing that tomorrow after the gym, or Monday after the gym. But I don't know. I'll see.
Yeah.
I'll let you know when I go in.
Yeah, let me know for sure. Hopefully they can do something about it.
Yeah.
They'll probably test it with the new hard drive then.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, well, we got the most recent firmware on our USB sticks here, and we can throw a hard drive in there and check it out. So I was like, yeah.
Long shot, but maybe what if you use an older firmware?
That you can't.
Oh, you can?
Yeah. I tried 3 different, because I had some firmware left on my So I had the firmware I used when I swapped out the hard drive the first time, because you have to put the firmware on the hard drive manually. So I tried that one after the most recent one wouldn't work. So they're like, nope, sorry, this is out of date. And I was like, all right, I'll get the newest firmware when I get home tonight, and I'll try one more time, and then maybe tomorrow or Monday I'll be able to take it in and see what they can do. But right now I'm without a PS4.
That sucks. Well, if that happens, let me know.
I'll let you know for sure.
Because maybe I'll sell my PlayStation to you.
No, you won't. You can't. Burnout's coming out next week.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. But yeah, other than that, man, that's it. I got no updates on that front.
Cool. So I guess that's it.
Yep.
So that has been Some Shit We Like.
Turn back
episode number 264. If you want to follow us, we're pretty much everywhere at Some Shit We Like on Twitter, Facebook.com/SSWL Network, iTunes, Instagram, SSWL Network.
Yep, just search that anywhere and we'll probably come up.
We'll probably be the first ones there. So, until next time.
That was Some Shit We Like.